Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp admits it would have been selfish of him to keep Rhian Brewster, knowing the 20-year-old would barely get any game time. Brewster, who scored 11 goals in 22 appearances on loan at Swansea in the second half of last season, became Sheffield United's record signing after completing a £23.5 million move on Friday. However, he is so highly rated at Anfield despite not yet making a Premier League appearance that sporting director Michael Edwards has negotiated a 3-year buy-back option in addition to a 15% sell-on fee. But no matter how good Liverpool think Brewster is, Klopp said it would not be fair to hold on to him on the chance he would develop into a genuine first-team player, especially after he fell further down the pecking order following the arrival of Diogo Jota for £43 million. "If I am selfish, that never helps really, to be honest," Klopp said. "I need a player in the right place and at the right moment, so that means he is ready to fight. Everybody needs to know, all the young boys need to know, that we don't keep them here at all costs, just so we have a solution for 1 or 2 games a year. That is not how we work." Brewster missed more than a year with a serious knee injury, and Klopp said the priority after getting him fit again was for him to have regular game time. "He couldn't make it here so far, but he has made big steps in his development," added Klopp. "Rhian was really seriously injured, and first we had to make sure he was ready again for all the demands of professional football, and he is 100%. If Rhian would be now 25, 26, I would say okay, you can stay and work for your chance, and then don't say I didn't say you couldn't stay. But it is a different situation when you are younger. It is important, a player like Rhian in this position up front makes now the next steps and uses the time he lost during the serious injury, so it is possible a move to another club would make sense." While Brewster has departed, Klopp is ready to welcome back captain Jordan Henderson, who has been missing with a knee injury since coming off at half-time of the victory at Chelsea on September 20th. The midfielder returned to individual training this week, and although he will participate in some group sessions, Sunday's match at Aston Villa may come too early for him. However, having been picked by England manager Gareth Southgate, Klopp is in the unusual position for once of wanting one of his players to get more minutes with the national team. "I was in close contact with Gareth Southgate, and it is clear that he will use the time with national team for getting match fit," Klopp added. Hendo had 4 or 5 days normal pre-season before he played his first game for us because of the situation we were in. He played against Chelsea and got this little injury, which was not serious, but he has been working on his physical things already for a few days, but now, it will be more football, specific with us and then the national team. He will have minutes for England, which is then a proper win-win situation, which I'm really happy about. Sadio Mane tests positive for coronavirus and now self-isolating. Liverpool have confirmed that Sadio Mane has tested positive for coronavirus and is now self-isolating. The Reds attacker joins Thiago Alcantara by self-isolating, with both players to miss Sunday's match at Aston Villa. It's currently unclear whether either will be available for the Merseyside derby after the international break. In a brief statement on Friday night, Liverpool FC stated, "Sadio Mane has tested positive for COVID-19 and is currently self-isolating according to the necessary guidelines." The forward, who started and scored in Monday's 3-1 victory over Arsenal, has displayed minor symptoms of the virus but feels in good health overall. However, like with Thiago Alcantara, Liverpool Football Club are, and will continue to, follow all protocols relating to COVID-19, and Mane will self-isolate for the required period of time. Writing on his Instagram, Mane said, "Hello, I've been tested positive, but I am feeling good and not showing heavy symptoms. I will begin my quarantine and recovery process immediately. Make sure that you stay safe and follow all rules to protect yourself and your loved ones to avoid a second wave of the COVID-19 virus spreading all over the world. I will be back stronger than before. We will get through this together." Liverpool are without Mane, Thiago, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Kostas Tsimikas and Joel Matip for Sunday's match, but captain Jordan Henderson could return. New signing Diogo Jota could get his first league start for the club in Mane's absence. Takumi Minamino would be Klopp's other option on the left of the front three. Maine was due to join up with Senegal for the international break next week, but presumably will no longer do so and remain on Merseyside. Liverpool won't know if Alisson, Fabinho Firmino can play Everton until hours before kickoff. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp admits logistical issues associated with the international break have been further complicated by the coronavirus pandemic. With Sadio Mane's positive test being made public late on Friday, following on from Thiago Alcantara's on Tuesday, Klopp is already well aware his team selection options can change at a moment's notice. And with the Merseyside derby against a high-flying Everton side brought forward to a 12:30 p.m. kickoff for television in the first match of the resumption on October 17th, Klopp faces the prospect of making very late decisions on his Brazilian contingent of Roberto Firmino, Alisson, and Fabinho. The trio play in Peru on Wednesday evening and are not expected back at Melwood until Friday, less than 24 hours before kickoff, when they will take COVID-19 tests with the results not likely to be known until the morning of the match. I'm not saying this is the safest place in the world, but it's the place we know at least. We know how to deal with the different scenarios, said Klopp, ahead of Sunday's trip to Aston Villa. Yes, I am slightly concerned. It's difficult to get in contact with all FAs all over the world. I understand 100% the demands on FAs, UEFA and FIFA. I know how difficult the situation is for everybody, but it's not exactly perfect. As a football club, it's pretty often you are pretty alone in these moments. We send the players away. The Premier League and the TV broadcasters give us a challenge a lot because they just don't care if our players play on Wednesday night in Peru, for example. They still think it's a good idea to let us play on Saturday pretty early. Supporters at other clubs say I moan constantly, but I don't moan. I know it's difficult. As a club, you have to make sure you bring the players home in the quickest and most safe way because nobody helps you. Then they arrive on Friday, we see if we can make a coronavirus test, and then we don't get the result until the Saturday. It's really tricky. We try everything to make it right and safe as possible, but from time to time a little more help would not be bad. With those considerations in mind, it is imperative Liverpool go into the international break with their 100% record intact, especially considering how well their Merseyside neighbours have been doing. In Monday's first half against Arsenal, the team showed the sort of form they displayed last season when they opened up such a significant gap at the top of the table and were not beaten in the league until late February. Midfielder Georginio Wijnaldum admits they are working harder in order to maintain those standards. The only thing we did now is, because we turned champions, you just want to give more and win it again, he told Liverpool FC. We train hard, like we did before, maybe even harder because we know we can't do things less because we know how difficult it is to win games and to perform. We just do the things we did last season, but we are sharper and more concentrated. The kind of football we've been playing was quite good. The circumstances we had to deal with were difficult, but we still did well, so that also made me proud because we were in a situation where we could find excuses, but we didn't. We dealt with the situations we had and tried to put a good performance on the pitch. That's what we did. We had good performances, the results were good. I hope we can do the same against Aston Villa, so everyone goes with a good feeling to the national team. Don't forget like, share video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.